Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel 8th Avenue, and today I'll be doing a review of this phone over here, the Mobicel Legend. So a while ago when I just got the phone and was doing the unboxing on one of my YouTube shorts, someone commented and said something to the effect of I should probably just return the phone because it is of such poor quality. So I thought it's only fair that I give the phone a fair chance and did a full-on review of it, and here I am to give you my full experience using the phone. So stay tuned. My name is Lexi, and on my channel I do unboxings and reviews of consumer goods and mobile devices, as well as give you tips and tricks on how you can make the best use of your gadgets and make the best purchasing decisions. And on today's video in particular, we'll be making a review of the phone over here, the Mobicel Legend. This video is gonna be broken down into 5 different parts. We will look at the design and the build of the phone, the display, the performance and software, the battery, and finally the camera. Now let's get into it, starting off with the design and the build of the phone. And one thing that is very noticeable from the beginning is that it comes with this plastic silicone phone cover or phone case that comes with it in the box, which I guess is convenient because sometimes it can be a bit difficult to find the properly sized covers for a Mobicel device. But personally, I'm not a fan of these kind of generic phone covers. So when you see it fresh out the box, it is a decent piece of hardware. So the whole phone itself is made out of plastic, and then on the right side panel of the phone we have the volume rocker buttons, as well as the lock or the on-off button right below that. And you'll notice that the texture of the volume rocker and the lock button is different compared to the rest of the texture of the phone. Then at the bottom we've got the charging port, which is micro USB. Nothing on the left side panel of the phone, and then at the top we have the 3.5mm audio jack. At the back of the phone we also have the speakers at the bottom left side of the phone, and the fingerprint sensor at the back, as well as the camera setup at the top left of the phone. Yes. The color of the phone is also very nice, with a blue into black ombre type of color, which I think is nice. But the phone itself is a super fingerprint magnet, which makes you go back to it needing a cell phone case. The phone also has a removable jack where you can then input the phone's SIM card. It takes 2 SIM cards, it's a dual SIM phone, as well as expandable memory up to 125 gigs of expandable memory. But even though it's got a removable back, it does not have a removable battery, which I guess gives it somewhat a premium type of build, because there's nothing more embarrassing than having your phone fall to the ground and everything scatters into a million little pieces with your battery over there and the cover over there. So it is a big phone with a 6.5-inch display, but the phone is also narrow as well as very lightweight, so it has a really nice feel in the hands and is not very uncomfortable despite its big size. Speaking about the big display, we're going to move on to point 2 of the review, which is looking at the display of the phone. So as previously mentioned, the phone has a pretty big display with 6.5 inches IPS display, and it has thick bezels all around the phone, with a slightly thicker bezel or border at the bottom of the phone where the logo is, and then at the top it's got thinner bezels, as well as the teardrop notch for the camera setup. So at the top of the phone we have the call speaker, which blends seamlessly and nicely into the display of the phone. You can barely see it, and when you turn on the display we can see that the brightness can go very bright or very dim depending on the light settings and the light around you. So moving on to point number 3, the performance and the software of the Mobicel Legend. Honestly, it's not a very fast or efficient device. It has a 1.3 gigahertz processor, a single gig of RAM, and 16 gigs of onboard storage. Even though it can be expanded using a memory card, you wouldn't want to put that much pressure on the single bit of RAM and the small processor of the phone. Additionally, the Mobicel Legend uses Android 10 Go, which is a very lightweight operating system. So in order for you to use your phone effectively, you'd need to use lightweight applications. So you'd get the light versions of standard applications like Facebook Lite, TikTok Lite, or any other app in order to use your phone effectively, to reduce lag, or to avoid your phone from completely crashing. So moving on to point number 4, the battery of the Mobicel Legend. Compared to the software and the performance of the phone, it has a very decent battery life. It has a 4000 milliamp hour battery, which makes it last for about a day to a day and a half from my experience, even though the paperwork does claim it can last up to 45 hours on a single charge. Since it does use a micro USB charging port, the charging time is very slow, so it can take about 4 hours or even more to get it charging from super low to 100%. Moving on to point number 5, the camera. The Mobicel Legend has a 5 megapixel main camera at the back, along with a 0.08 VGA camera as the second camera at the back as part of the camera setup. And then in front, it also has a 5 megapixel camera. But the picture quality is nothing to get too excited about. Even though it does have additional extras like HDR, face detection, as well as various beauty modes like smooth, slim, and brighten, the results can be very underwhelming and the pictures come out looking somewhat artificial with a lot of noise that can also not be so true to the actual images in real life. And seeing that both the front and the back camera are both 5 megapixels, you get basically the same results from both cameras. And I don't think anyone would ever want to use the VGA camera, so there is really nothing to review there. The camera quality is even worse than that of the 5 megapixel camera. And then talking about the video quality, it's also just as underwhelming. The videos result in a lot of lag, a lot of noise, zero stabilization. In fact, I've seen better cameras from phones with similar specs that result in better pictures and better videos for a similar price. So this is my final take. This phone over here, the Mobicel Legend, goes for about 1,299 Rand, and it has also been in the market for about 2 to 3 years. It also has 2 successors. There's the Mobicel Legend Pro and the Mobicel Legend Max. We see what you did there, Mobicel. And each phone goes for about 1,399 Rand and 1,699 Rand respectively. And they have better features and better specs. So besides the big screen and the rear fingerprint sensor, I'm partial to a fingerprint sensor on the back of the phone. It's just me. I think it's the most convenient place to have a fingerprint sensor, as well as the two-toned ombre black blue color. Those are the only perks that I like from the phone. I don't think it's worth 1,299 Rand selling points. Its poor camera quality and its performance shortfalls just don't make up for that selling price, especially given that there exists other phones within the same budget-friendly price range that kind of match that or are even better in terms of specs and features. Like for example, the Nokia One Plus, or even its cousin, the Mobicel PX9, has much better features than this for around the same price. So I would rather go for those other devices as opposed to the Mobicel Legend, or maybe add an extra 100 Rand to 400 Rand to get the successors, the Pro or the Max. So that's my review of the Mobicel Legend. If you enjoyed this video and found value in the content, please subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you would like me to review any of the devices that were mentioned in the video, or have any other suggestions of other products I should review, let me know in the comment section below. Follow 8th Avenue at 8th Avenue on Twitter, Threads, Instagram, and TikTok. And I'll see you in the next video. Stay cool. Good work.